Manuel, I need you to move your screen up. And just so you know, we're live, so good. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, no, it's on me. It's not you. You're good. Let's see if I can get this going here. What's going on, everyone? Chris here with Leeloo. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay, and let me know if you can hear Manuel okay. We're trying something a little different, so it's going to, just work with us here while we try to make this work here. Let's see. Okay, that should work. Let's try this out. There. All right. So if you can hear me, just let me know. And the screen looks a little weird right now, so just be patient with us as we get this going. So audio is good by TX. Okay, so my audio is good. So let's try Manuel. Let's see if you guys can hear Manuel. Manuel, how you doing, buddy?
I'm very well. Thank you, Chris.
Yes. Great. Manuel, so you're showing your screen. What instrument is this you're showing?
This is NQ with the current contract.
Okay, NQ, and then you have a dog in the background. Is that right?
Yes, this is a 5-minute chart.
Yeah. Now I was talking about your dog barking. You hear the barking? That's your dog, right? Manuel?
I'm sorry, I don't hear you very well.
Okay. That's your dog barking, right?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right, so 5-minute chart, cool. Just so you know, Manuel, I need you to move the screen down a little bit. Get rid of that volume, because the volume. Get rid of that. So just so you know, the traders can only see. Yeah. So if you can move, there we go. If you keep it right, yeah. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. So there's always a little delay. Yeah, that's good. That's you can spread it out a little more on the time. No, that's the price. No, the other way. The other way. No. There we go. The other way. Yeah. Keep going. I want to see more of the candles. Keep going. Here we go. Perfect. And yeah, a little bit too much. There we go. Move it down a little more. So most of the screen is on the bottom. So I need you to move, like, grab it. Yeah, there we go. Yes, like right there. Perfect. All right. So let's see who's here today. It looks like Manuel, if you don't mind going to the 1 hour. Sorry, not hour. Daily. Go to daily. And then, all right. So we got a Driz, Hanan, TX. What's going on? TX says, is this Manuel from my favorite Leeloo rap? Yeah, he is. That's Manuel from the Leeloo. He's the Leeloo staff. Yes, that is him. Adris says, voice is good. So awesome. Great to hear. TX says, long time. How's summer going? Summer's going great, TX. Thank you so much for checking in on that with us. So we got 13 people watching. Awesome. And so there's a few things we're going to go over today. So just be patient with us as we're trying something a little different. And Manuel, just so you know, for example, I can't see anything over the 20,500 price. So if you can grab your chart, yeah, move that down. Perfect. Yeah, keep going a little lower to the right. That'd be great. Yep. So right there, awesome. Yeah, and you can go to the right because there's empty space there, so you can go to the right. No, that's to the left. The other right. There we go. There we go. A little more. Perfect. Yeah, there it is. So, okay. So now you guys are seeing the NQ daily, okay? And so, Manuel, just so you know, what we're seeing is we can see, let me see, it's catching up here. 1 second. Just because I'm looking at the screen that the team they're looking at. Yeah, so now everything, they can't see that top candle over there around after July. Look, if you go after July, no, Not that. Just move it down a little bit. Grab the whole chart. Yeah, move it down. Nope. Yeah, there we go. That way. That's down. No, no, don't touch anything else. No, no. Move it back like you had it. Like you had it. Perfect. Just move it. Yeah, when I say move it, I'm talking about grab the chart and move it to the right, all the way to the right. Yep, that's the left. Nope, move to the right. There we go, right there. Perfect. And just leave it there. That should be good. All right. Yep, Manuel. Michael says Manuel is the best. Yes, he is. Awesome. And yeah, sorry guys, we're just doing this. We're trying this different setup out real quick. I'm having some technical issues on my end, so last second here, Manuela was able to jump in and help me out. So perfect, yeah. Keep it just like that. Don't even touch, Manuel. You're good there. So all right, so we're looking at the NQ. This is the daily here, and Manuel, if you can remove those blue lines for me, be great. And then if you guys notice, so obviously overall we're in an uptrend, right? And so we have price take a nice little dip here, starting in August and a little towards the end, actually middle to the end of July. And then we got to bounce back. I really was looking at price actually going down. I thought we were going to get a nicer bounce, a little reaction coming out of that area at the end of early August, and then we're going to take a little bounce, and then I thought it was going to keep going down, but obviously it bounced and it's still going a little on the higher end. So it looks like today, Manuel, we're still kind of in that track here, still making our way up here. So I was hoping they were going to come back down. I was hoping they were going to go deeper. So, but I'd love to hear what you guys were thinking and what your thoughts were. So we do have some other stuff going on around Leeloo that I want to talk about. But if you guys have any questions at all, Manuel, do you have another laptop or computer? Not this screen, so don't do anything with this screen, Manuel. But do you have another monitor you can pull up the YouTube channel on, Manuel? And if you have to open it, don't mess with anything. But if you can't do it, that's fine. But I wanted to see if you can also see the chat. That way, I don't have to read everything to you, but I could, no problem. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, this would be the great time to ask. And Manuel, let's talk about anything going around Leeloo right now regarding NEA sales. I know today is the last day, I think, Manuel, of the current sale that we have going on. Do you know much about that sale?
Oh yes, this is the last day for the current sale. Is with 90% off. So with 5 account per bundle. So it's a great opportunity for the traders.
Awesome. So it's 90% off all the Leeloo bundles. Okay, good to know. So great. Okay, we do have a question, and like I said, I'm always glad to answer any questions, any general questions regarding specific questions. Like, hey, like for example, if you say, hey, what about my account LL, whatever 01243-32. I can't answer any specific questions here just because obviously I have to look to see what account you have, what's going on. There's a lot of variables in that, but I'll be happy to answer any general questions. So it looks like this is kind of a personal question, but I'm going to try to make it a general question here. So Milan says, hi Chris, I was invited to join the Leeloo Elite program. Is this program optional or not? So again, I don't want to talk about you specifically because I don't know your scenario, or your situation, but let me talk about in general terms. If you trade with Leeloo, the whole purpose and goal of Leeloo is to move traders that we have seen that have done well in their trading, is to move them eventually into a copy account. What is in a copy account? A copy account is where Leeloo has the opportunity to actually start copying your trades. All right. Now, in the past, we've done this a little different, and there's different ways we've done it. What I've come up with that has been I think the best thing so far is we have put traders into a program we have called the Leeloo Elite. The Leeloo Elite is a performance account, okay, where it's going to have it's going to be very not very different, but it's going to be different from your current settings in your current performance account. So it's going to be different when it comes to payouts, for example. You don't have to wait 30 trading days. You don't have to wait until the last Saturday of the month. So there's going to be different benefits to that. It's going to be a little different in sizing. It's going to mentally prepare you. It's going to help you get prepared as you move along your journey to a copy account. So if you got an email from us, if you read the email, you can always respond to that email and ask the team. And while I'm answering this question, Manuel, can you look up the code for the discount, or you can text it on the group chat here. I'm gonna text you on WhatsApp, Manuel. Let's see here, so I can put it in the chat here. 1 second.
Okay. The code is YDM.
Yep. If you can text it to me, that way I can put it on the chat.
Yeah, sure.
So if you get an email from us, if you carefully read the email, it will tell you, what's going on. So Milan, I don't have your email in front of me. I don't know what's going on with your scenario. But I would say respond to that email and have that conversation through that email. But if we have notified you, if we have selected you, that's at that point it's time to move on to the elite account. So here's where other companies have kind of made the waters more unclear. So this is where Leeloo, I think in my opinion, stands out. And we've always been very clear on this. The goal of Leeloo is to help traders, that's you guys, help traders who are getting started, provide them a place where they can come and practice their strategy, learn about trading, learn about what is a contract, So while having the chance of getting potential payouts. During that journey, as you're growing as a trader, as you're learning, so imagine you're in school, and just like in school, whether you're in lower school, middle school, or upper school, you're learning along the way. So if you're in lower school and you're learning colors and you're learning writing and letters and numbers, as you're learning, you have the chance to get into a performance account and get payouts, correct? Well, as you advance through that process, have you get better at that? For example, now you know numbers. Now you're learning math. You're adding and subtracting. You're doing divisions and all that fun stuff. And eventually you get into algebra and calculus and all that. As you're going through that journey and you're growing, you have the chance of getting payouts. Once we have identified you, that you have been consistent, not just in payouts. So I want to be sure I'm clear on this end. Some traders, that we email and we contact, they've received a lot of payouts. Some of them have received a few payouts. So it's not necessarily the number of payouts you've received, but more about how you have been consistent in your trading. One of the things that makes good traders good is how they're good at being consistent in their sizing and contracts, in the way they trade. They're consistent in how many times they trade, and they're good at. They understand losing, and they're good at it. They understand that it's okay to lose. You're going to lose, so they're able to take losses well. They're consistent in their profit targets and their stop losses. They understand all that part. So as we have identified you on that, we want to move you along. You don't want to stay in first grade and second grade. We want to move you along, and that elite program is that purpose, is that point. It's going to be a little different, right? And so one of the things that's different about it, Emmanuel, maybe you can help me out if I've missed anything major, but it's the number of contracts. So you get $100,000 account. I think you get 6 full contracts, 16 micros. You just have to have lock in the trailing drawdown and have 7 profitable days of $175 or more to be able to request a payout after 7 days of profits. stuff like that. So it's going to be a little different on that aspect. But what that account is doing is preparing you mentally, taking you from where you were before to now being focused just on one account, growing that account, just like in real life, just like when you go open your own account, you're going to have one account. And as you grow that account, you'll be on that typically about 90 trading days. It could be less. And then eventually into those copy accounts. So in the meantime, giving you the chance of getting payouts along the way. So it's very exciting. It's a great process to go through and to grow as a trader. So if you're trading with Leeloo, and we hope that you are trading with Leeloo with the purpose of eventually becoming a trader, a sustainable trader. And so something that I think the other companies have done, and not all of them, but some companies out there have really made it more of a gambling mindset. They've made it more of a unsustainable environment, more of a something that just they're selling something that is not realistic or sustainable for long term. And so if you look at how, for example, Jody, who's the founder of Leeloo, and when she started Leeloo, she had the simple goal of saying, hey, just like her and just like me, actually, too. But when she got started, she, was meeting a lot of people that were losing a lot of their own money just learning. So imagine you're learning how to drive, but the only options you have to drive is like a Lamborghini and a Mercedes and a BMW or whatever. Instead of having, hopefully a more entry level car that if you were to hit a couple things and hit a couple cones and hit a couple curves, you won't cause too much damage to your car. So that's what Leeloo is. Leeloo gives you an opportunity for a monthly subscription or a lower cost entry, for example, like the Leeloo Express or any of our like bundle accounts, the Leeloo bundles, giving you a chance to get into the markets without risking large number of money at one single trade. How has your learning while you're learning and how you're growing as a trader. So again, I understand that other companies have done a phenomenal job at misleading traders. They've done a really good job at making this more of a gambling mindset, of a casino style, than it is the way it was intended to be. So I am sorry that has happened to many of you and that your minds have been affected by really, unfortunately, really good marketing in a way that is very misleading. And so I'm sorry that that's happened. But anyways, so trading with Leeloo, the goal is growing as a trader. That's what you need to be focused on. How do you identify growing as a trader? Now, Manuel and I haven't had time to actually talk about this, so this is going to be a really interesting question. And Manuel, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I am going to put you on the spot. And I'm just going to ask you a very simple question, and just there's no, well, there's wrong answers, I guess, but feel free to just tell me what you think. What do you think, just on a personal level, not talking about Leeloo or anything else, just you as a trader, because you're a trader, correct, Manuel? You trade?
Yes, I trade mainly NQ or MNQ. This is my favorite instrument.
Perfect. Okay. So we won't go into detail about anything else, anything crazy, anything too personal. But as a trader, when you started to where you are now, would you say there's been a big difference from when you started trading on day one to now? Have you seen growth in your process, in your progress?
I feel more prepared because in the first time when I start trading, my first time I make so many mistakes. For example, when I try to recover my losses, I overtraded. That was my very big mistake in that initial or entry levels when I started with these activities.
Got it. So you're telling me, just to clarify, that you've been trading for about how long have you been trading for?
Around 7 years.
Wow. Okay. 7 years. That's a long time. Good. Awesome. Okay. So would you say in 7 years, would you say that you have learned a lot and you have grown from 7 years ago to today?
Yes, for example, from the second years and then and onward, I feel more prepared to affront the lose. When you lose a trade, sometimes the trader lose the mind because they try to recover all his losses, and that is a very big mistake in entry levels. So for me, for example, I feel more prepared emotionally because when I lose a trade, I assume that lost, and I feel better always if I follow my trading plan. If my trading plan says you can lose today maybe $100 per contract or only 500 per day, you can lose that and you feel good if you respect that lose limit. So for me, for example, is I feel prepared right now to affront the lose trade.
Okay.
So maybe that is the way to continue with this journey, because if you know how to affront the loose date and loose trader, you can grow in this activity. But if you don't know how to affront this bad moment, maybe can be a little difficult continue with this journey.
Okay. Perfect. So I'm going to keep it real simple. I'm going to ask you some questions and real simple questions, okay? That is going to, I think, help other traders understand the journey. And I bet they're going to be able to relate to you. And just like I relate to you, because I also started the same way. So real simple. Most of these questions are yes or no questions, okay? So don't have to dive too deep, but you're welcome to. Would you say that the more time you have traded, the longer you have traded, so from the first year, second year, the third year, the more time you have learned more as you have gone every year, every month? Uh, I don't know if you're on mute.
I'm sorry, Chris, I
Yeah.
lose connection.
Okay, that's fine. I'll ask again. So, real simple. A lot of these questions are very, very simple. It's just yes or no questions. But just to keep it simple, because again, I don't want to, put you on the spot because I know we didn't even talk about this. So, but the more time that you have traded, right, the years, and so you started, right, from day one to year two to year three to four, five, six, seven. Every year, every month, you have learned and you have grown. Will you say that's accurate? Yes or no?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Right, and I'm willing to bet that's the case for majority of the traders, right? Okay, so if we can identify and we can agree that the more time you spend on it, the more opportunity you have to grow and learn, right? You would say that time is very important, right?
The time is part of the process, so you need to take your time to learn all day, day by day, and try to maybe don't lose for example an account with you. If you are any trader are in entry levels, the idea is not lose an account with the same issue, with the same error or mistake. If you lose an account, for example, try to do it with a front with a different reasons, not with the same mistake all the time. That is the idea, to grow with your trading plan. So learn
Sure.
about your mistake and
Sure.
try to fix that.
Sure. So So we have identified that time is important. Okay, correct? Yes or no?
The time is the most important.
Yes. So the answer is
In
yes.
this activity, for example, it's normal lose some account, some practice
Correct.
account.
Correct. We're not
It's
talking about
part of the
but we're not even talking about
but
that.
we need to try to grow
Right.
and try to qualify always, but always growing, and the idea is not make the same mistake all the time.
Yep. Correct. So, thanks, Manuel, for texting me the information on WhatsApp. Thank you. So, yes. So real simple here because I'm going to keep it moving. So, like I said, most of the questions are just simple yes or no questions, okay? So, we have identified that time is important. Well, if you get started with trading, and we already know that you need time, right? The more time you have, the better chance you have at growing as a trader. So if you start out trading, let's say that today is your first day, you just found out what futures were, you just found out what the futures markets are. One of the things you're going to need is time. Well, now that you need, and we know that you need time, now we understand that time costs money, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Perfect. So now that we know the time is something that you need, and it costs money. Mano, did you type that on the YouTube thing? Was that you on the chat?
Yes, was me. I
Yeah, do
removed the
that.
last
Yeah,
message.
that's good. Yeah, good idea. Yeah, put the information there. That's great. So, also I'll send you a message there on YouTube. I'm sorry, not YouTube, on WhatsApp. So yeah, awesome. Thank you for posting that on the chat. So now that we know that traders need time, the other thing we know that traders need is money, right? You have to have a budget. What I typically see is that traders want to learn and they run out of time. They run out of time because they run out of money. They run out of money because they don't budget. Okay? So budgeting, I would say, is one of the most, if not the most important thing in trading. Because if you come in to learn something, just like anything else, imagine you want to learn about, I don't know, be a mechanic for vehicles, be a computer software engineer, whatever it is. And you go to college, and you go to a school, you go to a university, and it costs money to go to a university. And if you run out of money before you're able to learn, then you have to stop, right? Pretty simple, yes?
That's right. Yes.
So, now that we know that budgeting and money is very important because you don't know how long it's going to take you to learn to trade. Unlike, when you go to college, for example, and you study computer science or whatever, it's typically a 4-year degree. So in 4 years, you're going to graduate. Some people take longer. Some people take 5 years. They take an extra year. But it's pretty basic layout, 4 to 5 years. Trading, it's not 4 or 5 years. It could be 1 year. It could be 7 years, right? It could be longer. It could be shorter. It could be anywhere in between. You agree, Manuel?
Completely agree.
So now that we have time is important, budgeting and money is important, but now we have an unknown. The unknown is how long is it going to take for me to learn not just the mechanics of trading. I'm not talking about just what is a candle and what is how many ticks are in a point and how do you open the, what kind of instruments they are, how many different strategies they are. I'm not talking about just that. That's almost the simple part, right? That's the basic stuff. But I'm talking about how long is it going to take you individually, you, Manuel, me, Chris, you, TX, you, Ted, you, John Cafe, you, Adris. How long is it going to take you to grow, had to master, to learn trading, all the aspects of trading, the emotional part, the discipline part, the physical part, the mental part, right? The mechanical part. How long it's going to take, you don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Everyone's different. I've seen traders that get started and do well right away, really well, in a very short period of time. I've seen traders, Manuel, like you said, you've been doing it for 7 years, that, they're taking 7, 8, 9 years to learn. There are traders that never learn. They never are able to master it, right? They just can't do it, right? They can physically do it, but they can't emotionally do it. It's not for them. I was hanging out with somebody the other day, last week or something, and he was telling me he's an executive for this big health company, and we were talking, and he told me that trading is not for him. He said he tried it, and he was just losing money left and right, and he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it. He was too excessive in trading, so he had to stop. So we now know, based on our conversation so far, we know that time is important. We know that budgeting is important. We know that money is the important part. We know that we have a variable that's we don't know how long it's going to take to learn, right? And now we know that not everybody's going to be able to do it, right? Not everyone's going to succeed, all right? So just like in college, you go to college, some people drop out. Some people change majors, right? Some people want to start out being a doctor, then change their mind and they go and do something else, right? Or, they start whatever profession and they switch. They decide that's not for me. So now we know all this information. So now the question is, okay, we don't have an idea how long it's going to take me to learn, but I need to budget. So the common thing is how long can you stretch your budget for? That's going to be the key, because we don't know how long it's going to take you to learn. So the key is how can I take my budget, whatever budget that is. So let's say any number, okay? How can we stretch that out to last me the most amount of time? Because now I need time. I need to buy time. So how can I stretch that budget out to give me the best chance with the most time possible to give me the chance so I can practice and have the opportunity to learn? And that's where the key of budgeting is. And this is why I've always said, every YouTube video, since day one, I've always said, start with one account. Go and buy one practice account. Well, Chris, why would I want to buy one practice account? I want 20. I want 50. Why would I want to buy more than one performance account? I want 100. I want 20. I want 10. Well, let me tell you why. Okay? For a majority of you, you are learning. You are growing. You are in that process. So if your goal is to learn, you need time. And time costs money. And you need to have a budget. And your budget needs to be stretched out as far as possible, because you don't know how long it's going to take you to trade, to learn to trade. So the longer you can extend that budget, whatever it is, the better chances is going to give you to have the even opportunity to even learn to trade. Because what the worst thing that could happen is that you get to month, or let's say year 4, and you run out of money because you ran out of your budget, and now your husband or your wife or you or whatever say, okay, no more. You're done. You used your budget. You're done. And you were so close. You were so close. And you were like, oh, but I was getting better and better. And finally, it's making more sense. And now I can finally do something. And now you're out. Right? So we don't want to do that. We want to give you the best chance. So you want to have the best chance to survive. In not just trading, but anything, right? Anything you want to learn. Golf. It's like I was playing golf the other day. And one of the guys was telling me to go buy this golf ball, and I was like, "Look, I'm not very good at golf. I'm okay, I'm not really good, so I'm not gonna go spend a bunch of money on really nice golf balls because I'm going to lose a couple golf balls when I play. So I'm going to buy the cheaper ones that, yeah, they may not go as far and they're not as fancy, but guess what? When I go and lose them, at the end of the day, I'm not going to spend a lot more money, and that gives me that opportunity to go play again. So I can go play next week and the week after and the week after that. So I can keep getting better. And then one day, I hope that I can go buy the nice golf balls, because now I'm not going to be losing them that much, right? The same thing. So it applies to not just trading, it applies to everything that we do in life. So why do we always say, hey, just start with one account? Now, yes, we give you the freedom to buy multiple accounts, but just because you have the opportunity to do so doesn't mean you should. So starting with one account, grow that account. Go through the process. Trade that account like you want to trade your performance account. Here's one of the biggest things I see. People trade their practice accounts differently than they trade their performance accounts. Now, we talked about this in the past, but what happens mentally? Your brain can't handle that, right? Suddenly you're saying, okay, well, you told me to do this one way. Now you want me to be suddenly different. Now you want to be consistent. Now you want to do this. Now you want to. That's tough for anyone to do. So trade your practice account in the same manner and grow it in the same way you plan on trading your performance account. Once you meet the requirements and your trading days and your profit target and all that, you do well and you get into your your performance account. Guess what? You're going to keep doing the same thing. Nothing changes. So you're mentally, it helps you. Emotionally, it helps you. Discipline helps you, right? Because now you're not switching mentally. You're not switching the whole setup. You're saying, hey, I've been doing this for the last month or 2 or 3 months or however long it takes you, and I'm just continuing to do this now. So I'm not saying you won't lose your practice account or your performance account. Good thing there's resets and you can buy a different one or whatever. But you're not giving yourself more obstacles. For example, I'm going to go back to golf. Manuel, do you play golf at all?
No.
Okay.
I play soccer.
Soccer, okay. Well, it applies to soccer, but I'll say in golf. In golf, before you go play a round of golf, you can go into what's called a driving range. A driving range is where you take a bucket of balls, you put them down, and you can hit any balls you want, any club you want to use, okay? And it's to warm up or practice. Maybe you're practicing your drives or you're practicing your hybrids or whatever. It gives you a chance to either warm up or practice, on a certain club. You can hit the balls, the same, you hit 100 balls with the same club in the same spot. You don't have to walk anywhere. So it's like you spend all day practicing on the driving range, and you're practicing your drives a certain way or your whatever club you want to use. But suddenly when you go play golf at the golf course, now you don't do anything like you practice. It doesn't make any sense. Well, that's what a lot of you are doing with practice accounts and your performance accounts. You're doing something different in one account, and then once you get into performance account, you're doing something different. So that's not helping you, okay? All right, so you start with one account, you grow that account, you fail, no problem, start over. You blow that account, that's okay, start over. Oh, you succeed, great, you go to performance account. You grow that account, you fail, okay, no big deal, go back to step one. You grow that account, get payouts, great, even better. Now, you are stretching your budget, giving you a chance to learn. So I know what some of you are thinking. Chris, but I heard from another company that if I go and buy 25 accounts, then I can go do all this stuff. Okay, well, yeah, it sounds good, but how many people are actually doing that successfully over time? How many people are actually sustainably doing that? And how sustainable is that? So I know the answer, and I know you do too. And if you don't know the answer, then either you're very new at this, or which is okay, or you don't care, which is, I guess, okay too. But I can tell you this is not sustainable for either parties. So that being said, Your goal should be is I want to be the best trader possible. Ultimately, one day I want to be and open my own account. That should be everyone's goal, right? I know it's my goal. Along the way, you have the chance of getting payouts. Along the way, you have the chance of getting some money while you're learning. Now, once we identify you here at Leeloo, once you have your performance account, you've done well and you've been more consistent and you're trading in a consistent way, we want to take you into our lead account, eventually into our copy account, so we can also benefit alongside with you. And now this is where the unlimited potential happens in the growth. So you don't need to have 10 accounts to go into the lead account. You don't need to have whatever. You can do it with one account. Okay? So now you want to have multiple accounts? Okay, sure. Here's what I suggest. Start with one. Get some payouts. Be consistent. If once you got some payouts and you're growing your budget and now you can say, okay, now I'm kind of with house money. Okay, go buy another account and maybe trade 2 accounts. And if you want, eventually add 3 or 4. But I would start with 1. And I know it's not the popular, fun thing to say. I know that everyone out there is probably thinking, well, that's not fun. Well, budgeting and being responsible is not always the most fun thing. But at the end of the day, when everybody else is dropping out, when everybody else is running out of their budget and out of time, you're able to keep going. So, Manuel, you've been able to keep going for 7 years, right? And your goal is to continue to grow as a trader, right? Continue to learn. So you need to keep going, right? And same thing with me. So, Manuel, after all that being said, do you have anything you want to share with the traders before we finish up here? Anything that you want to share with them about your journey and any struggles you've been through? Or just anything at all before we finish here this conversation today. And I do want to thank you for jumping on with me and helping me out while we had some technical difficulties and while we answer any questions here. And guys, this is the time if you have any questions. I know we have people coming in and out, but if you have any questions, this is a great time to ask. And Manuel, if you can also post on the chat there about which bundles are on sale, and also I know the $1 hedge enhancers are available. We can post that there. But so Manuel, I'll leave it to you here. Anything you want to add or say before we get going?
No, only to complement that you say, for example, is the first things is to prove that we can grow at least one account over the time, and be consistent if the key is the key. So go with one account, and the idea is while we developing the mindset. The mindset is the key for this journey.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah, the mindset. Okay, so it's a very mental game. Is that kind of what you mean?
Yes. The mental is the key for this journey. And practice with for example, the discipline. The discipline is very important in this way, in this activity. Without the discipline, we cannot grow. Absolutely.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Manuel, and thank you again for helping me out. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. TX, thank you. Adris, thanks for being here. Henan, it's good to see you. I don't think we've seen you before, so thank you for being here. Michael, appreciate the nice comments about Manuel. Yes, Manuel is the best, so thank you so much for that kind comment. Milan, Ted, Cafe, good to see you guys as well. If you have any questions, this is the time. I'm going to give you guys about 1 more minute here, 30 seconds to 1 minute to ask any questions you may have. And Manuel, are you able to text on the chat real quick the bundles that are on sale? I think it's pretty much what you send me. I think you can post that up there.
Yes, with the current sale of 5 account per bundles, and this is the last day, so traders they can take advantage of this great sale.
Yep, perfect. Yeah, so the Leeloo sale has been extended to today, August 20th. So 90% off all sizes, the LB bundles. All the bundles are on sale. 90% off, 5 accounts per bundle. So if you know about how bundles work, this is a great, phenomenal account for you guys. Use the code YDM. Yeah, that's Yankee Delta Mike. Um, and then LB packages expire 30 calendar days after you purchase them. So if you buy them today, you got 30 days to trade, about 20 trading days. So you got 30 calendar days, but you got about 20 trading days in those time. And then you can always buy the edge enhancers, which are available during the checkout for $1 each, I believe, including the reduced PA fee. I also have another account I do want to point out, Manuel. We don't talk about this account a lot, but we have the edge enhancers on this other account. It's called the Leeloo Express. So, for example, TX, I know you've been around for a while. Cafe, I know you've been around for a while. So, if you've been around for a while, this is a great account for you. But if you're new to Leeloo and you want to try Leeloo and you want to potentially qualify for free, the Leeloo Express, when you pay the $77 and you get the account for 14 days, which gives you about 10 trading days. And now you can buy the edge enhancers for only $1, right, Manuel? So you can buy those there. So
Yes, I shared the information in the chat too, so
awesome.
they can check that.
Yeah, and so you can buy the edge enhancers for the Leeloo Express. So you can qualify for free if you pay the $77, and if you meet the requirements within those 14 days, you will get a refund of the $77 back. Now you don't get the refund on the on the edge enhancers that you paid, but you get the $77 back. It looks like we have some questions here, so let me see. A question. Address says, about accelerator, if I reach more than 2,000 in open trade, is my account can terminate it? Address, I don't understand your question, so I definitely need a lot more information. So can you email support? And I know Manuel or Elena or Ronald will be happy to help you with that question, since I don't understand it or not sure where you're going with that. So yeah, please email support for that. Con says my son bought one account. Okay, great, good to hear. Awesome. So yeah, so if you want to potentially qualify for free, the Leeloo Express is the best account. It's the account that will do that for you. So you just have to meet the requirements within that period of time, and you're good to go. So, all right, I think we got about 10 more seconds here. So any other questions, let us know. Again, just to be clear, anytime you have a very specific question about a specific account, like your personal accounts, that's not the best place to ask here, just because I don't know all the details. So our support team is here, and they will be able to look into your account. They know exactly what you have, what you're talking about. So please email support@leelootrading.com. But any general questions we'll be happy to answer here right now. All right, don't see any questions coming in. So, all right, Manuel. Well, thank you so much, Manuel, for your time. I appreciate you. Thank you for all you do with Leeloo, by the way. You do a great job with support and helping traders along the way. So, really appreciate that. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so I'm going to shut it off. I don't see other questions. All right, guys, on behalf of everyone here at Leeloo, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for hanging out with us today.